Welcome to Guests with China Press. My name is Vivian. The 2018 Annual Fusion Charity Night was held at the National Opera Center of America. It was a great success. And today we are so delighted to have the event's Chief Director, Music Director, Curator, and artists. They are here to talk more details. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Could you give a self-introduction to the audience?
Hi everyone, my name is Alice Yixuan Zhu. I'm the Chief Director of 2018 Annual Fusion Charity Night. I'm also a pianist, a musician. I'm a member of Glamour Piano Duo. We are so glad to be here and sharing our experience with you guys.
I'm Junzhe. I'm the music director of this event. I'm also the pianist, part of the Glamour Piano Duo. I'm really happy to be here to share our experience with you guys.
Hello, I'm Jay. I come from Shanghai, and I'm now a student at Pratt Institute, where I'm pursuing my master's degree in industrial design.
Hi, my name is Trillion, for Million Billion Trillion, because this name is helping foreigner people to pronounce my Chinese name, Chu Yiling. When I read it faster, it sounds like Trillion. And I come from Jiaxing, which is a very romantic town. And right now, I was working as an architect designer. I graduated from Rhode Island School of Design.
Hi everyone, my name is Rong. I'm a curator and I'm currently based in New York City as an independent exhibition designer and curator. I used to be in Washington, D.C. for my graduate program, and also I actually went to an industrial design program too, so I kind of connected to these two artists. That's why we are all together here.
So Alice, you are the Chief Director. So how does the combination of concert and exhibition end up being together and become this Fusion Charity Night? How did you work this out?
Yeah, I worked with Shirong last spring for an art show. And he is a really nice person to work with. So this year we arranged a 2018 Annual Fusion Charity Night with him, also with Junzhe. I think it's a very nice combination, combining art and music together to present and share our love, peace, music, and art to audience and to everybody.
So Alice, you organized Fusion Charity Night last year in support of UNICEF.
Right.
So what made you have another one this year? And how is this 2018 different than last year?
First of all, we received a lot of accomplishment from audience, sponsors, governments, organizations, UNICEFs, and of course, charity is always something that Glamour Piano Duo wanted to do after we graduated from school. This year, I would say it's definitely different than last year because, first of all, we combined art with music, and it's last year our fusion meant to be fused to passion, and this year fusion meant to be combining art and music. Also for the music program, it's pretty different than last year because we invited a professor from New York University, Professor Santana, and he is a master of Spanish music. And also we have different color of the program this year. We have dancer, we have different form of music. This year we got special support from Steinway & Sons Piano New York, and we invited UNICEF's representative as well as Steinway & Sons representative to attending our event and give us a little talk. So it was our pleasure to have them attending the concert as well as having all the artists join us for this 2018 Annual Fusion Charity Concert.
So Junzhe, as music director, is there any theory behind each musician's performing pieces? I mean, how did you organize all the performances together, and how did you decide the order of the program?
I'm trying to make it easier to listen to for audience. I should have the order, like have a theme. Then later on, when I see the musician with their music, like we have an option. And then I was like, okay, so for this concert, we should make it as like a traveling. We want to bring that passion this year. It's definitely a lot of color inside of this music. It's easier to have audience interpret with the music to have their own thoughts. Like, I want to build a bridge in between musician as well as audience.
So please introduce the piece you performed for the audience at this event, and why did you pick that piece at the very beginning?
It's Three Romances by Gastivano. It's very Hispanic. It's three dance. Basically, you can follow the storyline from the beginning to the end. It's a love story, very romantic. For piano duo, it's always listening to each other. We respond, we play, and we ask a question by playing like a part, and then my partner will answer the part. So there is a lot going on inside the music, and I think it's really a good way for audience to see the communications. We don't need to say a word. We don't need to talk.
Just play.
Yeah, we just play.
So Junje, what was the highlight of your musician life so far? What's the impact on you?
A couple of years ago, I realized I had tendinitis. For a while, I couldn't really play piano, so I took a gap year. I went back home. I really took my time to think about what can I do if I don't have the opportunity, have the privilege to play. I think that's a point, that's a moment, it changed my mind from the other side. I realized there are different forms to present music. I realized I love to share my music with other people on the stage, not only just like playing by myself.
So you have more interaction with the audience instead of just playing piano?
Yeah. I think I have more thoughts on how to share my music with people instead of like just play, just practice. Because it's pretty typical that being a professional musician, we needed to be really devoted.
Alice, as chief director, what is the biggest challenge when organizing this event with different people? Say you have artists, sponsors, organization representatives, you have performers. So how did you work this out?
You know, there are two different characters of me doing this event. One is being under spotlight and performing with Junje for our audience. And another one is behind the scene, organizing the whole event, talking to sponsors, settle down the plays that we perform and for the art show, and teamwork with our co-workers. For like 20 years, I've been dreaming to be just an onstage musician and performing all the time and around the world. But then I realized there are not that many stages. There aren't so many chances for musicians to share their music to people. Back then, I was thinking maybe this is something I want to do, to actually be an organizer and music director, and I actually can organize concerts and give those musicians a place and a night, an event that they could share their music, their passion, and their love to audience. So I would say the biggest challenge of doing both works for this event is how to organize my time and schedule everything together. And we will keep doing this, and we will keep donate money and doing this charity event for the audience, for the society.
So Shirong, I know you are a well-known curator in the field of art, and you have been interviewed by different media and on different TV channels. How do you feel this charity event is different from the latest art event you've hosted or organized?
So mostly, like as we are doing art shows, like the personality of the artist is really important. They need to be outstanding, and also like sometimes like in a not bad way, self-conscious at least. And for this time, we were trying to get everyone like not to be overshining each other. So we need to be humanity concerned, and like we need to care about the human. And there's like a lot of social issues we need to care about. So for the artwork wise, I want them to have like deep meaning inside, and all artists need to show like there's kind of like society thinkings behind their artworks.
So in general, when you started collecting artworks, was there a specific criteria you had in mind?
Yes, I do. So their artworks need to speak for themselves. Like first of all, it definitely need to relate, like to be related to what their like current job is, or like what their current character is. And secondly, they need to kind of open up like a door to the public, so they will start to think, oh, what's the artwork give us to think about? And like they will kind of have some related like thinkings about like the issue we were talking about.
So Trillian and Jay, you two are fantastic emerging designers. So what came across your mind when you were notified to participate in this event, and especially as a charity event?
Actually, I'm so excited when Shirong told me, okay, my project was elected for this charity event, because actually there's a story behind my project. Last summer, I went to Antigua in Guatemala. I attended the Antigua project, which is a third collaboration organized by Professor Rebecca Wells at Pratt Institute. I stayed there for more than 3 weeks and collaborate with the local artists to fabricate a product using the local material in Guatemala and their traditional weaving techniques. And the final sale of this product will be donated to their community to preserve the cultural heritage in Guatemala. That's why I think, oh, I'm so excited I can tell this story to the people living in New York City.
I was surprised. Finally, somebody figured out that the architecture is a part of the charity. Why design the architecture? The goal is to improve the community interaction, enhance energy conservation, and also promote the environmental sensitivity. So I think it's kind of like charity for the nature and also charity for the people. Before I do the design, I will go to the site. I will do the very site-specific design. So I found like some people want to enjoy at that ground, but nothing can help them to hang out, and there is no like an interesting point to collect people to enjoy together and bring their parents together. So I want to make something very attract people, and in the same time, it will like be very site-specific and also friendly to the environment, and also will help to make good memory for people.
These two artists have really nice artworks, like they all kind of telling like an issue existing in the world, either like environmental friendly or like they trying to protect like the traditional culture.
So Shirong, you are from the art field, and this event is about both concert and exhibition. Yeah. So it's two forms being together. And how did you manage? I mean, how do you see this interesting combination?
To me, I feel like art existing in so many different forms, and people seeing them like just in different forms, and but the happiness, like the joy behind it, like how people conceiving the meaning, it's the same to me. I mean, like you eventually, like whatever you receive from art, it turns into emotion. So that's why, as I used to be industrial designer, my professors keep talking about emotional design. Another point is like I feel like art should. I like people having like a lot of major changes in life, and to me, like I changed my majors a couple different times. I went to college for industrial design, then I went to graduate program for theater, set design, and later on I went to a job which was doing UI UX for exhibition design, and it sounds like quite different, but it all actually connect together. It's just like life transactions. Like you see like different scenarios like going on in your life, but like after all, like they all connected. And I think these two artists could also tell about like their life transactions and their personal experiences. That's really amazing and like really touching to me too. Like how they decided and facing all the stress around them and still keep going with what they want. And I think it's also inspiring people with how you should go for your dreams, like never give up and don't care about what people say about you. It's like the same thing with a charity.
Jay and Trillian, you two both have major transitions in your life, and how did you settle down on your current choice? I mean, like, you are so focused to be an artist, a designer, an architect, and what makes you decide?
So in my undergraduate, my major is product design, and after graduate, I worked as a user experience designer for more than 3 years. After that, I think, oh, as a designer, if I have an opportunity to go overseas and pursue a further degree to experience the foreign culture and broaden my horizon, which would be perfect. So I thanks to my parents to support me, and I have this chance.
I choose the exhibition design as my undergraduate major because at that time is the Shanghai Expo period, and I was crazy about loving about the architecture of the exhibition. So I thought exhibition is doing some architecture like that. So that's why I go to choose the exhibition design. And during the exhibition, you know, because Shirun will know it, because we're not always focused on display or something. We will learn more other field, know what's the stage design, and know what is fashion, what is product design. So I was also attend to try different field. So I am glad to spend my time into this different field, and which will make me to why I design the architecture. The design will have more dimension. It's not only three-dimensional, it will have more like what people experience like, and what also the future will be like.
So how does this event inspire every one of you?
I want using this kind of my inspiration to design the project, and it can attract people, so people can feel the fun of the project, and also they will experience the space and can understand it. It's designed for the people who need it.
I would like to create an opportunity on my product to two groups of people to know each other, and maybe they could help each other in the near future.
As the inspiration I got from the charity event is like I feel everything existing as two directions. So like you're giving away things and you're also receiving a lot of like paybacks too. And as we were doing, being inspired by charity, and we're also like giving inspirations to people too. It's like being the same reason why everyone's getting together, whether the artist or the audience. It's like the caring about what we are living in, like the world what we're living in, and like we need to care about the people, and that way we can receive a lot of things back.
Communication in between audience and performers are really important. I think it's the same way as inspiring the audience, and they're inspiring us. And also the artists are also like inspiring the musicians, and I believe that we're inspiring them too.
Right. Sharing is caring. That's what we want to tell people. We share love, peace, and music and art to the audience. That's our goal.
That's fantastic. So thank you so much for being with us tonight, and I wish you more continued success in the future, and you bring more fantastic art shows to our New York audience.